Hello. So today we're going to be talking about managing tenants and how great it really is. So in the last 2 years, I bought myself 2 investment apartments with the purpose, obviously, of renting them out because I wanted to make a little bit of money. And, I actually believe that one day I could easily become a Sisangibulana and be a real estate goddess, right? Okay, so granted, when I got these 2 properties, the one already had a tenant, so I didn't have to worry about finding a tenant for that one. And then when I got my second one, I had to obviously go out and find tenants for it. And I then decided that I'm going to do this whole managing these tenants myself just for learning purposes, so that I can understand how the real estate industry actually works, what the laws are, what my rights are, and then also to make sure that by the time I get a managing agency, they don't rob me, you know what I mean? Because karata chelete. So I wanted to make sure I understand the process of finding a tenant, managing a tenant, and then if necessary, getting rid of that tenant and finding another one, right? Boy, did I have it all wrong. So, okay, fine. Granted, I got myself the tenants. The lady that I inherited moved out of the place because I actually upped the rent. She was getting a bargain from her previous landlord, and it was fine. Okay, sharp, no stress. I get these tenants, and they're terrible. They are like the devil's spawn, and I don't know what to do. Like, I'm actually stranded, and I'm hoping that this video is going to reach somebody who understands South African law and can actually assist me, because even the different lawyers that I've gone to, they just don't know how to assist me. So the story starts the first time one of my tenants at number 79 decides at number 79, I decided that I'm going to leave them with a bit of my furniture. So I left them with a washing machine, with some patio furniture. And if anybody knows me, I've got some great patio furniture. You know what I mean? So I left them with some of my patio furniture, washing machine, a bit of some tables. And I was like, okay, even a microwave, So anyway, I come back, so I've got this thing of just showing up. I just show up at the apartment because I want to see what's going on. The one day I arrive at the apartment, and there's double of everything. Everything. In the rooms, there's double beds. They've been stacked on top of each other. In the kitchen, there's now 4 microwaves. There's 2 washing machines. All of a sudden, there's 2 TVs. And I'm asking, guys, when's Lana? Oh, wait, before I even get into that. The first time these guys moved in, they say to me, she came to see the place, and then she was like, okay, Sharp, no, she loves the place, and she would love to move in at the end of, at the end of August. So I say, Sharp, no problem. She calls me mid-July, and she's like, listen, my roommate is stranded. He needs to move in ASAP, and, he's really stranded. I need your help. So I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. He can move in, but you guys must understand that now I didn't have a chance to do the things that I wanted to do in the house. So I wanted to repaint, put a fresh coat of paint. I wanted to check if all the light fittings are done. I had not had the opportunity to do that. She was like, no, it's chilled. We'll move in. I'm like, okay, Sharp, move in. They move in. This guy even moved in without a bed. So that's when I realized, it's okay, no, this guy desperately needs a place to stay. Okay, Sharp, no problem. Next week, I get an email. Hi, Nicolette. Is it possible that we can please rip out the carpets in the bedrooms and replace them with wooden floorboards? I'm like, you know what? Actually, I don't mind doing that because carpet is a problem, and I don't want to have to, keep cleaning it, replacing it. People put burn stains on it, or they drop stains, and then it just becomes a mission. So I'm like, okay, carpet, I'm chilled. I can do that very quickly. Although, obviously, I had not budgeted for it. I was like, you know what? I'll find money. I'll do the carpet. So I do the carpets, not a problem. Then I'm like, you know what? While I'm doing the carpets, I might as well put a fresh coat of paint. So I get my contractor. He's ready. Comes with the paint. We chose exactly the same paint that was in the house. I used to live in that complex. So the paint matches the tiles. It matches the decor, the aesthetics of the place. I come back and I get an SMS and they're like, no, listen, we actually want white paint. I'm like, no, I don't want white paint. And she's like, no, the thing is our decor and our furniture is white. I'm like, well, it's not your house though, so you can't have white paint. Okay, Sharp, no problem. Reka paint with my contractor. My contractor starts painting. Paints first coat, Finished, he goes home. Comes back the next day, he sends me a text, sends me pictures. They've painted white, cheap white, water white. I could not believe it. They had painted over the paint, the fresh coat that we had just put on of white paint. My God, I lost my mind. Now I gotta drop everything and drive to my house. And I'm like, listen, sissy, you can't do that. This is not your house. Yeah, but I have to live. I'm like, you have to live in a house that you are renting. Let us not forget that. This is still my house. You are renting the house from me. You are renting a space from me. When you came to see the place, you did not have an issue with the color of the walls. You cannot now have an issue with the color of the walls to a point where you think it's okay to paint over my paint, my fresh paint. Now I gotta pay the contractor again to paint over your crappy white paint because again, it's crappy white paint. Okay, I no problem. Say I solve again. And I'm telling her, listen, you can move out. I've got no time for this shit. You can actually move out of my house. Okay, no problem. Sister girl, first month they pay the rent. Okay, sharp, no problem. Second month they don't pay the rent. And I'm like, why are you not paying your rent? No, the problem is that there are things that are not fixed. The bathroom lights is not working. The toilet seat is a bit loose. And we needed to buy silicone. And I'm like, but I told you there are things that I need to fix in this house before you moved in, and you said it's fine. You're not going to hold me ransom without paying your rent because you're not happy with the way things look in this house. And mind you, she doesn't tell me. She sends me a text only on the day when I ask her, why is your rent not paid? So she hasn't bother sending me an email. I'm just like, hey, this girl on trial also. The one day I rock up there, and then again, that day when I rocked up and they've got like double beds everywhere and I'm like, where's Lana? I'm like, are you subletting in my house? And she's like, no, we're not subletting. You know, this guy is just keeping his stuff here. And I'm like, oh, okay, sharp. I go and ask the security guard because obviously I used to live in that apartment, in that complex, and these guys are my friends. And they're like, yes, sublet. I'm like, okay, tick, balapants. All right, yes, sublet, sharp. The next day, the one day I also come back in December and my patio furniture is now at the person who lives above them. I'm like, how? You guys borrowed my patio furniture to the lady above without telling me? No, we didn't. It's one of, she's just a friend. We bought. Then I'm like, oh, okay, sharp. I speak to the security guys. Security guys are like, no. They didn't borrow the person up there. They sold it to the person. I'm like, these guys, they're selling my guys, they sold my furniture to the guys upstairs. And I'm like, okay, but these guys must be taking drugs. Why are you selling furniture? What's that? So they sold my furniture apparently to pay my rent. Okay, sharp. No. I said to them, I gave them an ultimatum. Like, you guys better fetch my furniture. I'm actually not in the mood for this crap. Fetch my furniture. They fetch my furniture. And another day I arrived there and my door is broken, guys. They're sanding the door. I'm like, why are you sanding the door? No, we just needed to I'm like, you're filling it because you broke it. They actually broke the door in half. So somebody obviously kicked the door down. Like, you guys don't understand. I'm like so stressed. Like, she kicked the door down. Okay, sharp, no. That's another case. The door is down. Then again, in March this year, they don't pay the rent. Why are you not paying the rent? No, because my sliding door doesn't lock. I'm like, what do you mean your sliding doesn't lock? She shows me the lock is broken. She says, no, somebody tried to break in. And so now the door is busted. I'm like, okay, so help me understand this. Somebody tried to break into your room. You are still okay sleeping in that room after somebody tried to break in and the lock is still not fixed. No, the thing is, I'm like, you're lying. So you're lying. You're lying to me. Stop lying. I hate people. Why are you lying? Like, why are you lying to me? So this girl is lying to me about her door, her lock, which she obviously busted. Okay, sharp. Then the one day... Guys, the stories of this girl, I can't, and I don't understand why you're not paying my rent if, like, like, why are you not paying my rent? So, the last straw, they didn't pay my rent because, she's got problems, her car she bumped into somebody, and now she's got to pay insurance and story. And mind you, throughout this whole time, I'm trying to consult with lawyers. How do I evict this person? Because basically they've breached my contract, the lease. So now I've given them a notice to say, actually, this lease is now no longer, it's going to cease to exist. So I've given you now a notice to move out at the end of May, right? Now, I can't evict her because if she says to the law or to the court, I have nowhere to go. I basically have no other, like, I can't fight it. Like, And that's the South African law. That's how silly South African law is when it comes to tenants. And this bitch knows the law because she keeps saying to me, oh no, you can go to the court. And I'm like, the problem is that you think that black people don't have access to the law. That's your problem. But I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to fight fair with fire. I'm going to be fair with you. So her roommate moves out because apparently he's not paying. He doesn't have the money to pay. I'm like, good shot. So now, so do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move in. And it might not be me moving in. There'll be a body that moves in. It might not be me. And now I know, how they are. So I'm going to move a body in there. So I want to see how that's going to work out. In any case, but now we're dealing with the fact that she doesn't want to pay her rent. So I said, so now I've given off my flats or my apartments to a leasing agency or a management agency. So now the management agency says to me, listen, we can't take up these tenants because, I haven't even told you guys about number 169. You? Whoo! Jeso. Stress, Joe. Also, guys, you don't know. So anyway, this agency says to me, well, we can't take them up. We need to vet them first to see if they actually qualify and can afford to stay in these apartments. And if yes, we'll give them a new lease. If no, they need to move out so we can find you a brand new tenant. I'm like, okay, sharp. I tell these guys, I'm like, guys, you need to send through your banking detail, your banking statements, your pay slips, and your ID so that these people can vet you and you guys can be, given new leases. Because now I'm no longer going to manage these apartments. They're going to be managed by this agency. Hey, story, trying to kick us out. I'm like, listen, either way, whenever you've got a notice period, so you need to move out at the end of May. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day. So these guys apparently called, because now all of them, the managing agents, they call each other, they discuss me. I'm being unreasonable, and but the managing agent's like, but you guys can't afford this place, so why do you want to stay here if you can't afford a place? You need to move out. No, but this is my house, this is my home, I can't just be kicked out of my. I'm like, it's not your home though. It's not your home. It's my house. You are renting my house. And it made me think, as black people, we're such great tenants. I don't think I've ever in my renting life ever even called my landlord to say the light bulbs are out. Mind you, they even changed my light fittings. Yeah, guys, I've seen the most. So like my advice is, if you are going to go out and rent out apartments or buy property to invest, be very careful. Don't do what I did. It was stupid. It was one of the dumbest mistakes I ever made in my entire life. Get the people who know how to do this. Get the people who have the experience to lease out and manage it's not a lot of money. Yes, it's 10% of the annual lease, but you know what? At the end of the day, you don't need that kind of stress. It's a headache that you don't need. So at the end of the day, property is still a great investment. So do not let my story deter you from going into property. But what is really important is to do your homework. Don't try and be a gagara like I did and try and manage these things yourself. You don't need the headache. Just be the person who's collecting the cash at the end of the day. Let the people who know how to do this do it for you. And arm yourself. Get yourself a conveyancer. Get yourself a proper bulldog lawyer. And then also become friends with the security guards, the people that are around your apartments, because they're the ones who are going to tell you what's actually going on in your house. Mwah!